Welcome to the birthplace of Canada's national parks.
Beautiful.
They're only found here in Banff, nowhere else in the world.
There it is.
Oh, it's very beautiful. This was worth the hike, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How unique is this?
Just can't get over the color.
Welcome to Banff National Park. We're Howard and Caitlin Newstate, full-time adventurers exploring North America and beyond. Each week we bring you along with us as we discover unique things about every new state we visit. And today we're taking you to one of the most iconic places in Canada, but it's so much more than Lake Louise. On our last episode, we showed you why we love Jasper, one of the most dog-friendly parks we've ever been to. We were just about to hit the road south to Banff when...
The hits just keep coming, don't they?
Literally.
So, what happened?
This is the bracket from our aftermarket sway bar. It's from Hellwig. And it has completely just snapped off. I presume, the torque of the sway bar was enough to literally rip it off. We weren't doing anything crazy. We literally were just pulling out of a parking lot.
Yeah, we heard this huge thud. And we were like, what was that? I mean, thank God it didn't happen while we were out on the road somewhere.
I know.
All right, where are you going, Howard?
Meeting. I'm going to go back to that mechanic and see if he thinks that they can weld this back together to at least get us on the road until Hellwig can ship us a replacement part. Because I'm concerned that I don't think it's drivable.
Yeah.
Without it. I don't think it would stand up to the road.
And it's a lovely pouring rain day. We're supposed to be on the road already to Banff. But if we gotta be stuck in a place, at least it's a pretty place, right?
Yeah, I guess we just go back to the campground.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, Scout? What a day. Hi.
Hey. I would just like to say Jasper Tire is one of the finest tire and repair shops anywhere in the world, possibly. He wanted to point out that you see how this is kind of shiny and then this is dark and kind of rusted? That was all that was remaining from that bracket. This had rusted, so that break was already there.
Wow.
So this was just like a ticking time bomb. It was just waiting to happen. So we just need to get it over there. They are more than happy to weld this thing back together again. He just needs to be able to just jack this up a little bit so that way he can get the two bolts off of the original bracket and then he'll re-weld it on. We're done. I'd like to thank Rob at Jasper Tire for coming to our rescue and aid. He did not have to do that. I think that is above and beyond by welding the part back together again for us. We're back on the road and now we're heading to Banff.
Finally. Several hours later. I also have to say today is not a pretty day. I'm so glad we did part of the Icefields Parkway 2 days ago because we won't be able to see anything today. It is August 31st and we're driving through snow right now.
We have done it.
Wow. It's like a winter wonderland of really big flakes. It's so pretty.
All right, A16.
We made it to the campground. The drive-in was mostly rainy and cloudy.
That's true.
The snowstorm was crazy. And we did get to see some mountains and some lakes. I'm sure on a clear day it is absolutely stunning.
Definitely.
We're gonna try to get set up as quickly as possible and go get some Indian food. That's our plan. Long day, huh?
Let's eat. That's all I gotta say about that. Welcome to the birthplace of Canada's national parks.
Wow.
Here it is, Cave and Basin National Historic Site. I bet we're gonna learn all about that history.
Howard,
Yeah.
we're gonna find some snails.
I didn't know that's a thing here.
Yeah, it says what's open over there and it says snail viewing.
Have you ever been to a place before that has a designated snail viewing area? We haven't.
Well, let's go check it off the list. in.
We're in.
Wow.
They are very small. So there's one right there.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Very small.
Yeah, there's also bigger ones right there. But those are kind of the big boys. Those are the little ones. That's probably a very young snail, more recently born. But that would be what I'd consider like a pretty big one. They're only found here in Banff, nowhere else in the world.
Why is that?
Oh, it's kind of where they developed, and they kind of developed in a microclimate. They can really only survive in hot mineral water.
This area we're standing in right now was actually the original pool, but it closed in 1976 because of many problems, including failed water tests. They did reopen briefly, I think around 1985, but by that point there were new pools in the area, including hotels with really nice pools, so this closed for good. Okay, the cave is very cool, and you can feel the hot water and like the steam bubbling up. There's a hole at the top that allows sunlight to come down, otherwise it would be pitch black in there. It's beautiful to see, and then if you look up at the rock, there's like shiny crystals. That was so beautiful. So this mural depicts one of the stories of how the cave was discovered from above and that they climbed down using this tree. And you can still see a tree floating in there, so I'm wondering if maybe it's true. I don't know. Kind of looks like it. It's fun though. And now we're above the cave. And that's the hole that there's many different stories of many different people and how they discovered the cave and how they got down into the cave via this hole. Wow.
Kind of incredible to be walking in what ultimately became the very first national park and to read and hear the histories of the people who found it over and over and over again.
And tried to claim it, right?
Right, but yet none of them were ultimately successful in truly establishing a claim. But they still got paid a little bit from the national government.
I think it's really cool because I had no idea prior to visiting Banff that this was the birthplace of Canada National Parks.
I think we're working our way to the spring right now. This is a hot creek.
Right, I'm gonna try to find more of the elusive Banff spring snails. There's a whole bunch of leaves up here, which I think is where they tend to congregate. So let's see what we can find, Howard. Okay, I found a bunch of them. It's kind of like a scavenger hunt and you really have to focus, but then you can see them. They're like this big and there's a bunch of them moving around and they tend to all be on top of the leaves. So find an area where there's a bunch of leaves and then just kind of stare at it for a few seconds and you'll see them. Wow, there really are a bunch. Oh, there's like probably 50 right here. Wow. So we went to the grocery store and got a bunch of food and then brought it here to the Cascade of Thyme Gardens. We're gonna have a little picnic lunch. Beautiful. Wow.
The perfect picnic spot, Cascades of Thyme Gardens, was built in the 1930s.
So beautiful here.
It's free to visit and stroll through the meandering pathways, taking in all the beauty of the tiered flower beds and bubbling fountains. After a stroll through the gardens, head to the front of the administration building for gorgeous views of downtown Banff.
We're here at Lake Minnewanka. God, it is huge. And there are so many things going on right now. There are people, looks like they're about to shove off on canoes, kayaks, there's boat rentals.
So beautiful, and the water is crystal clear.
Lake Minnewanka is one of the largest glacial lakes here in the national park. It's 13 miles long and reaches depths of over 400 feet. There are hiking trails around the lake, and if you're a diver, you can actually scuba dive to the remnants of the first town built on the shores here in the late 1800s. It's now submerged in water, making it a top destination for divers. Or you can just come and take in the sights like we did. Plus, you'll find those special chairs from the Red Chair program, making for a pretty perfect photo op.
Wood. Do you like some more?
Yeah, look at this. provide all of the wood for your campfires. It's great. And you just come up here, get your wood for the night.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the way. I mean, U.S. National Parks, are you listening? Because you should be doing this. This is amazing.
I know, instead of that like little tiny bundle we get for
$8 or whatever.
All right, I'll help you. Operation Move Campsites is happening now. We decided we wanted to stay an extra night, which meant that this site is not available. So we're moving to, I think, a better site. It doesn't have electric, but it is far more wooded. I think it'll be really nice. So we're gonna fill up water and head over there. Howard, what's wrong?
No double filtered water for us.
Sounds so elitist right now.
No, I really do.
I think we'll be all right. It's Canadian water, so it's nice and fresh. So it's coming from the Rockies.
Do you think this came off a glacier and right in the tap?
We're trying to avoid, oh, it's 2 branches. So close. There you go. Good morning.
Good morning.
It is a beautiful morning here in Banff, and I'm so excited because this has been on my bucket list forever, and we're finally going there today. Lake Louise.
Lake Louise and Lake Moraine.
Yes, that one too.
Yeah, which are like the 2 iconic lakes that you see all the time whenever somebody thinks of Banff. The truth is, it's actually in Lake Louise, which is about 45 minutes away. So we're gonna head there now.
I'm so excited. Let's go. Very complicated.
Okay, let's just update you guys on what's going on. So Caitlin is booking a shuttle right now. We thought we were in the clear, but it turned into a madhouse really fast. When we got here to Lake Louise, there were still spots available in the parking lot. Then we had to do a work call, and so we missed our window of when there were spots available. So now the only option is to do a shuttle. The shuttle costs $8 per person, and what you have to do is you have to create an account. And so Caitlin right now is creating the account with questions such as like, what's our favorite pet? And then you can book a reservation for the shuttle bus. The shuttle buses all depart from the park and ride lot. And then there is a second shuttle that runs back and forth between the 2 locations, Lake Louise and Lake Moraine. What?
Who's my memorable person?
Oh, Caitlin, don't say.
Success. All right. After filling out everything, promising my firstborn to the Canadian government. I'm joking. It wasn't that bad. It did ask a lot of questions. We have a reservation on the 12 p.m. shuttle. We are going to Lake Louise finally, and it was 19 bucks Canadian, so not too bad. Cool. All right, let's head over to the park and ride, put our hiking boots on and all that, so we have everything, and get on the shuttle. All right, we have made it off the shuttle. We are finally here.
Caitlin, tell them what you were saying on the bus.
This to me is like an amusement park equivalent inside a national park. Like, it's that hectic, and having both of us like worked at an amusement park, we can attest to that. Like the parking shuttles and all the people.
Parking's far away, all of that. Yeah.
Like, this is that kind of place.
There's a lot of people here. And when we were driving in, the audio tour was saying that the average visit to Lake Louise is only 15 minutes.
Isn't that crazy? Like, you go through all that trouble to get here, only to spend that amount of time, like not do any hikes, nothing. Just look at it and...
Right. Some people are like, you know, I need to get my Insta.
Wow. Beautiful. there are so many people like right when you get to the lake, but if you just keep walking around the lake to the right, there are equally as beautiful views with like nobody over there. So go take your pictures over there. That's a Newstate Nomads tip.
Okay, that was absolutely beautiful, but we got places to go.
Yes. We are going to do what most of the tourists don't do and actually go for a hike.
Yeah, we're gonna go on a hike to the Lake Agnes tea house. And that is, I think, about 2.5 kilometers. So it should take us about maybe an hour, hour and a half to get up there.
There's a reward waiting for us, my favorite kind of reward, food. It's a pretty steady uphill climb initially. It's looking to maybe get a little more gradual. But it's a haul. We're also not in the best shape right now. All right,
Wow.
So we have climbed a lot. We can see just how high we've climbed because we're above the lake now, and it's like glowing teal.
It's almost milky, and
Yeah.
so because of the clarity of it, it looks like a Lucky Charm marshmallow right now. It's amazing. We'd like to thank our patrons of this episode, Mark and Lori M. Guys, thank you so much.
You two were some of our very first patrons from back when we first launched in the summer of 2020. So thank you both so much for being around so long and for all the support.
And if you'd like to learn more about the benefits, including how you can support not just us, but also the communities that we explore, visit patreon.com/Newstate Nomads.
Thanks, Mark and Lori.
Thank you, guys.
Whoa. This is the parking lot.
Yeah. Man.
There's the lake.
Wow.
I gotta say, I'm really glad that I didn't look up the elevation gain before we did this hike. Because I probably would have been less pumped about it. Whew. Howard, look! Waterfall!
Yeah. I'm more excited by these stairs.
That's the way to the tea house. And there's a waterfall.
Oh.
Beautiful.
Is it, Caitlin?
Yes.
16 steps and then we're there.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, where's the Rambo song?
Yay.
You know, Rocky. Rocky.
You're so fatigued you can't even think.
I can't even think of the right songs for Sylvester Stallone movie. Ah.
The Lake Agnes Tea House has been serving loose leaf teas to visitors since 1905.
Thank you so much. This is the oldest tea house in all of Canada.
Sitting on the banks of Lake Agnes, named after the wife of Canada's first Prime Minister, the only way to enjoy a cup of tea or a bite to eat here is to hike in. That's also the only way all the supplies are brought into the tea house. And every morning, the resident baker starts working at 5 a.m. to bake all the bread and pastries.
And I'm trying a wild Agnes berry tea that is blended right here.
Is it good?
Delicious.
And you have the most scenic backdrop for it.
Don't I? I know what you're thinking. How good could a tea house in the middle of the woods really be? And the answer is the tea is delicious. I had a tuna salad sandwich, and it was perfectly good. It was delicious. But you're not coming here for a
gourmet.
A 5-star meal. Yeah, but definitely worth it. The view is spectacular. You're gonna love what you see from up here. And definitely, as far as from a hike perspective, it is uphill almost the entire time. It's definitely something to be aware of. But I wouldn't say it's an insurmountable feat.
No. And coming to the tea house and eating here, it's one of the experiences that you're not going to get anywhere else. So we would highly recommend doing it.
Okay, let's go.
All right, back down. It's going to be much easier. What's his name?
Andre.
Andre, you're a Blue Jay fan. Oh, that's right. Oh my God.
Better be a canoe made of gold or something. Wow.
Does it come with a guy who canoes for you, paddles?
Woo, for an hour.
My God, good Lord.
Let's find a good spot for photos.
Just can't get over the color.
So beautiful. Teal is my favorite color. Also, I'm kind of partial to Lake Louise because it is my middle name.
Caitlin, You're not supposed to tell people your middle name.
Hi, is it like a fun trivia fact?
When Caitlin sees something really pretty, her pace quickens.
So in case you're wondering if the color truly is that vibrant in real life versus what you see on Instagram, it really, really is. Like the teal is just so incredibly beautiful and vibrant. Banff and the Lake Louise, Lake Moraine areas have definitely lived up to expectations for me. I was a little nervous because it's one of those like super famous places that you see all over the internet and you're like, is it going to be as stunning in person as it is online? Yes, it is. In fact, I think it's even more breathtaking in person, and I'm just so glad that we finally got to check it off our list. I'll miss you, Lake Moraine. Can we just stay here? Maybe we could park the RV right here. It'll be fine.
What could possibly go wrong?
On our next episode, our cross-country Canadian road trip continues, and we cover some serious ground as we head east. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming adventures. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you soon.